located. Multiple enemy spy planes.
Bro, I just got like 7 headshots in a row. What the?
We're taking control. Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point is secure.
Oh, dude, I almost had a quad headshot feed.
Hostile spy plane is overhead.
No scope. Oh. I just no scoped across the map.
I blame contact.
What's up, nerds? It's Jake, and this is my first video on Cold War. I just wanted to talk about what I think about the game, my first impressions, and some general sniping information that I think is helping me play better. So I just want to relay that. First off, you just saw a couple little leftover highlight things that I've hit in the first day or so of playing this game. I also hit a quad feed and a triple headshot feed in back-to-back lives on Cartel 12v12 Domination, but for some reason my recording fucked up, so I'm kind of annoyed by that because that's probably the best thing I've hit so far, and it was really clean. But anyway, besides that, my first impressions of this game is honestly like I've never really liked a Black Ops game before. Black Ops 1 I thought was too slow. Obviously, I wasn't very good back then, so it was hard for me to enjoy it. I never went back to it. Black Ops 2 I had about 10 to 12 days on, but most of that time during that year and any time afterwards I played MW3 because I thought it was better. I never really gave it a chance, a full chance. Honestly, if I went back to it and gave it some time, I'd probably be decent at it. But I never really liked Black Ops 2 for whatever reason. Black Ops 3 I played for a little while, but no aim assist really hurt me because I wasn't used to it and I didn't take the time to get used to it, so I played Ghosts. I guess the game wasn't terrible, but I never got really good on it. I got lucky and hit a couple good clips on it. It is what it is. And Black Ops 4 was kind of dog shit until they added bare bones snipers only, so they can't really say that the game was good because of that. So, but honestly, at a foundational level, at a base level, I honestly enjoy this game. The maps are pretty good, except for Miami. That map is fucking dog shit. But in a 6v6 sense, even the 12v12 maps aren't bad. Maybe Crossroads just kind of plays kind of slow in 12v12. But the 6v6 maps I think are pretty good. Honestly, like, I like these map styles, the smaller, close range, free laney type maps. Like, some people are kind of sick of them. I personally enjoy them because it means I can play aggressively. I can play fast with a sniper rifle. You know, I can do whatever I want and always have something to do, always have enemies to look at. But that brings us to the big issue, is that the sniper rifles are the slowest that they've ever been in Call of Duty for the most part. That's the shitty part. Even with a fully kitted Pellington, your ADS speed is still 484 milliseconds, which is significantly slower than any other gun. Obviously, it fucking blows. I spent the first 24 hours of this game trying to level up the Pellington to a .7 KD. Obviously, I wasn't playing very smart. I was still trying to run around being stupid. But when the game plays this fast, or the guns kill this fast, and your sniper is ADSing in twice the amount of time it takes for someone to kill you if they already have the jump on you, you know, it's not really that fun. In the background, you should be seeing a gameplay on satellite where I that I got today. It's not anything crazy, but I'm starting to hit some shots and go on 5-7 kill streaks relatively consistently per game. But just because I'm starting to play better with a fully kitted weapon doesn't mean that the sniping is balanced. I just got to a 1 KD today with a fully kitted Pellington, and it's I'm right at a 1 KD after almost 2 days of playing the game, and obviously that's the lowest KD I've had in a really long time. So it's just kind of annoying, but I'm starting to get more confident with my shot. It's starting to get better. I'm starting to level up the LW3 Tundra a little bit. I'm kind of running a swap class right now just so I can use it in between without feeling like I have to go negative a bunch again to level up the weapon. But even with that, the sniping is really slow. It's hard to play aggressively, but honestly, I feel like my play style of just running around being a fucking retard, like, I don't care about gameplays. I don't care about going negative. I just want to play aggressively and hit nice clean clips. That's the only reason why I play Call of Duty these days. I don't really care about how well I do in the lobby. I don't care about kill streaks. Like, I use UAV and counter UAV and armor, and I'm just running around popping people across the map when I have the opportunity to. I feel like with that kind of play style, it works relatively well in this game if you kind of flank. So let's go back and think about our classes here. Like, I personally think the best sniping class, I haven't pulled up in front of me so I can kind of name it off. Right now I'm using swap classes, so you don't necessarily have to use a swap class. I'm just doing it so I can level up the Tundra slowly. But with the Pellington, I was using the Axial Arms 3x ACOG scope. For some reason I draw myself to ACOG scopes, so that kind of is something that I like to use. Somehow my attachments got reset on this class, but anyway. If I'm not using that ACOG sight, I'm using the 26.5 inch Tiger barrel. Obviously, it's the best barrel in the game. It gives you more damage and more fire rate. Honestly, the more damage doesn't really do a whole lot. I think it lets you one shot a little bit lower in the chest and maybe the shoulders. It's not super effective, but with the fire rate, it's probably the best thing to use anyway. And you get higher bullet velocity, which is nice as well. Steady aim lasers if you need to use a no scope, but it's not really necessary. 7-round mag to counteract the one less bullet you have in the magazine. And then this is one thing that I find to be kind of different. The handle, it's your attachment that makes you ADS faster. Obviously the speed tape is the first one you get. The jungle grip is the next better one, and then the last two that you get, the plus 10% to ADS speed for the Serpent Wrap with the minus 10% to sprint to fire speed. So this is completely dependent on your playstyle. If you're someone who is taking it slow, going cover to cover, it's better to use the Airborne Elastic Wrap because you get a faster ADS speed by about 11 milliseconds, which honestly, 11 milliseconds is barely even noticeable in a frame. You might not even be able to calculate it on console with 60 FPS, the difference in that ADS time, because one frame is about like 1.016% of a second or whatever, or that's one frame, and the difference between the two is like 0.011, so you might not even be able to tell the difference in the ADS speed. But the big thing is that your sprint to fire speed won't be as negatively affected. So if you're running around like a retard like I do, and you're sprinting all the time and you need to pop on somebody, if you use the Airborne Elastic Wrap, yes, you get the plus 11 milliseconds to ADS speed, but you get minus, like, versus using the Serpent Wrap, you get 20 more milliseconds of sprint to fire speed. So what I found out is I use the Serpent Wrap, and yes, I lose that 11%, that 11 milliseconds in ADS time, but I gain 20 milliseconds in sprint to fire speed. So technically, it makes you faster in the overall. So it's just kind of how you feel. Affects your playstyle more. I think that works better for me for whatever reason. And then for the stock, I use Marathon stock. You can use the Raider pad. It doesn't really change anything except it hurts your hipfire speed more. But I don't think that's really that big of a deal. And the aim walking movement speed I don't care about because I'm not hard scoping and strafing and shit. So I use the Marathon stock. It's whatever. Yeah, and then for the rest of my class, I'll use either a stem shot or a stun grenade, a semtex. Honestly, I could put tomahawk on because I just hit level 55. I can use it. I use trophy system because I don't play with game sound, so there's no point of using a field mic, so I just use trophy system for whatever reason. And then for perks, if I'm using a swap class right now with the Lawbreaker wildcard, so I'm actually using Gung Ho, Ghost, and Cold Blooded on the same class, and that kind of goes along with my playstyle as well. Even back on Ghost, my playstyle was very flank heavy. I would try and flank on, obviously I wouldn't go into their spawn, but I would try and flank around people so I could kill 2 to 3 people and then rotate into the spawn without anyone even looking at me. I feel like it's a smarter playstyle. Obviously I'm not just front facing it. I'm trying not to front face enemies because I know I'm gonna lose most of the time with how slow the ADS is on the snipers. So you try and take those off angles. Yes, I'm not using a suppressor because the suppressors are dog shit. So you take that flank angle, hopefully be able to pop 1 or 2 people, rotate around into a spawn and continue into a clip or a streak. I feel like that's the best way you have to play on this game in a 6v6, 12v12 manner. Obviously I don't play Battle Royale, so when that stuff comes out, I don't know what you're gonna have to do for that necessarily. That's just what I found the most success with. I feel like I'm going on 7-10 kill streaks every game, every other game, as long as the other team isn't completely dog shit or isn't fucking me up. Otherwise, I would use perk greed, and I would just use 6 perks. I would have Tech Mask and Cold Blood, or Tech Mask and Flak Jacket and Scavenger probably, because you get less ammo when you use the 1 barrel, the Tiger Barrel. So that's kind of my playstyle, my class setup with that. Other than that, everything else in the game I think is fine. The maps are decent. The 12v12 maps are okay. Leveling up the guns kind of sucks, but it is what it is. The score streaks are relatively strong. Some of them are strong, but I don't really use them because I don't care. I can't really think of anything else. I just want to say I have a positive feel for the game. If they just bring the snipers up a little bit and maybe some of the stronger weapons like the MP5 down just a little bit, this could be a really good game for the whole year. Figuring they keep bringing out decent maps. This has been Jake. Hope you enjoy the gameplay. Whatever else, if I went too long, I might have thrown something else at the end. I'm not sure yet. But hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay. My input on the game, and I'll see you guys in my next upload. Thank you.